Alrighty, so I've got something super awesome that I want to talk to you guys about it today, and this is something that most people never talk about, so it's kind of a cool topic. We're going to be talking about how to create a community that lasts and also understanding the life cycle of your members. You know, they're all going to come in at different stages, and that's something that we're going to talk about here today. Hello, hello, April and Laura. All right, so let's dig in here. Um, when you build a community, the primary purpose is to build a community that lasts. And, a lot of people don't think about that in the beginning when they get started, and they kind of hit their communities pretty hard in the beginning as far as getting members in and trying to give them value. But it, begins to dwindle. So it's super, super important to think about how to keep your community relevant and how to integrate new members that are coming in. Hey, Rachel, how are you? So, what I see all the time is that group owners get down on themselves because they have new members coming in, and when the new members come in, they don't immediately jump into the fold of the group. So, what's happening here is that as group owners, we have to realize that when our new members come in, they're going to have different stages, of their journey and how they assimilate to your community. So what happens is that the group owners think that there's something wrong with them. I've got these new members in, and they aren't participating. What's wrong with me? What am I doing wrong? What do I have to do differently? So, you get these people coming in, and we call those visitors for now. And we have these different categories. We've got novices, active members, inactive members, and super members. So, what's happening is, let's see, we'll kind of dig into exactly what these are. So, the visitors are basically, people that are interested in your topic, but they're not quite in your group yet. Then you move over into novices, which are people that have um, that are looking to join a community like yours. They're not really sure what it's about and all that. They're kind of new to the whole concept. Then you get these people that are coming in that are brand new, and they start off as inactive members, and that's what happens. That's the point a lot when a lot of group owners get concerned, because they've got these new members that come in, and they're hoping that the members are instantly gonna become active and become super engaged and part of the community. But there's a certain life cycle to your members. So when they first come in, they're going to be inactive. They're actually going to take a little while to start consuming your content. They're rarely going to post. They're not really going to engage in discussions. Maybe they're going to start to like or love certain posts. Things like that. There'll be a little bit more of voyeurs, where they're kind of taking everything in, looking at the community and how everything operates. And what happens is that group owners think, hey, I'm not bringing the right people in, or I'm not doing a good job. But this is actually just a natural part of the evolution. So, you want to keep that in mind, and be remembering that these people are there. They're watching everything you're doing. They're consuming your content. They're probably liking the posts and doing those things. But when they first get in there, the first 30 to 60 days, you might not even hear a lot from them. Maybe they'll respond to your welcome post, tell you where they're from, and all that. But that first 30 to 60 days that they're in your group, they're just going to kind of be watching. They're not going to really be posting. They might be afraid to ask questions and things like that. And then they'll start to transfer over to being active members, which is where they're going to go ahead and maybe they'll put up some posts themselves, or they'll start commenting on other people's posts and getting a little bit more active. Once they've been in there for a couple months, and they're maturing as a member of your community. So there's nothing wrong if you've got someone who's only been in your group for a month or two and they're not really interacting. And one of the things that you can do is you can kind of actually track that in your groups. Let me see if I can show you in one of these other groups. We'll take the ClickFunnels group and I'll show you that because that's a great one because people come in all the time and we actually talk about this. Hey James, how are you? Hi Irene. So I'll bump this back for a second so you guys can see this. We were talking about the life cycle of your members because a lot of group owners, they get really down on themselves when they get new people coming into the group and the new members are super, super quiet. Well, when your new members come in, they're going to be, there's a good chance they're going to be inactive for the first month or two. They're just going to be, consuming everything that you're putting out and kind of seeing what the community culture is. And then after a couple months, once they become active and they start participating, they're still going to be on the fence. And it takes a while for them to become, super members where they're super, super engaged. They go to all your lives. They listen, they take part, they help support other members. So there's really a process here, and we need to remember that your community is still getting a lot from you, even if you have members that are super quiet. So what I wanted to show you here is I'll go into the ClickFunnels group and I'll show you how you can actually look and see where your members are at in their life cycle. If you've got people that have only been in there for a month or two and they're being, really, really quiet, then that's okay. They're probably at that stage where they're just kind of checking out everything that you're doing. All right, so when you go in your members list here, it says all members. So first, obviously you're gonna have your admins at your top of your group. You're gonna go over here, it says default, and just switch that to join date. And if you've got a ton of members in your group, or even, whatever, even if you only have a couple hundred, you can go ahead and see, who the new people are versus the people that have been around for a long time. So all these names here with new people that have just come in, I wouldn't expect them to post anytime soon. Maybe they're going to respond, to a welcome post or where they're from, simple things like that. But to really get them to start posting on their own, asking questions, engaging, that stuff takes a couple months. So that's totally, totally fine, and it's part of this this natural evolution process. So basically, these are the different types that I just talked about. Inactive, active, and super members. That's the process that they're going to take when they're part of your group. All right. So let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share this whole resource with you because it goes through, the process of taking them from an inactive user where they need to adjust to your group and they're being kind of quiet. This is basically there's basic tips to ascend them from one level to another. So they just get in there, they're inactive. All right, well that's the point in time where you want to be giving them, links to resources, getting them involved in your community culture, and just asking them super, super simple questions, and once they're moving out of that stage and their needs are met, they feel pretty comfortable in the community. That's when you can start digging a little bit deeper as far as what is it that they want to learn from you, and how do they want to ascend to the next level, so they can jump on and be part of what you have to offer. So these tips will basically help you take them through, each stage of that journey so they become those super members who are actually, helping you and supporting you when new members come in and, sharing the community culture, sharing links, and, telling people what your group is all about, and basically, pulling everyone up and actually helping automate the group, because when you have those super members, they're basically, helping to do your job for you of enculturating everybody into the community. So I'm going to give this to you guys so you can use this resource to pull people up through the different stages of their life cycle in your community. And if you have a lot of people that are brand new, you can focus on those strategies of getting them comfortable, giving them the resources they need to get started and getting it out there as far as what are the ways that you can help them and what you have to offer. Get them comfortable in the community, and then in the next stage, that's when they're going to be, really curious about, jumping in on the different offers that you have. So this is just a nice breakdown for you guys of how to apply the different how your numbers can change when you apply the different concepts. So when you have active members, say you've only got 6,800 active members, basically using the concepts that I mentioned above to go ahead and push them to the next level, you can basically double the amount of active members if you're taking them through those steps and you understand where your members are. So, I mean, this is actually pretty similar to how you put out like your email sequences and how you would even post on your timeline, where let's say you've got 3 posts every day. One post might be geared towards someone who's new to being connected with you, and you want the more basic information of them getting comfortable with you. Then you're going to have another post where someone's kind of a warm lead and they know a little bit about you. They're kind of at that midway point. And then when you have your hot leads, those are the people that would be the equivalent of the super engaged members, where you can go ahead and tell them exactly what you offer. Hey, this is my program. These are my products, XYZ. Go ahead and jump in. So I'm going to pop this resource in the group for you guys, and really go through this and take advantage of all the suggestions to move people from inactive to active, and then to super members in your group. And then there are some other good parameters here in this file that I've got that'll help you figure out other things you can do to get people to engage in your community. So where was it? There we go. Yeah. So basically, if someone's an inactive member, hey, what are the ideas of things that you can get them to do to engage? And then basically you've got that framework, and okay, every day in my community, what I want to do is I want to have 3 different posts scheduled. Have a post that's geared toward the newbies who are inactive, have a post that goes up, let's just say, midday to the active members who are more comfortable with your offers, and maybe they're at some of your your lower price entry point offers, and then have another post later in the day toward your super members who are hot leads, and basically they're ready to jump on anything you've got. So making sure each and every day that you've got content that's going up that is going to resonate with the members that are at those 3 different points in the life cycle in your group. So, you're welcome, April. I'm glad that that you found this helpful. So let's see. I think I had one more thing that I wanted to share with you guys about this, or maybe that's it. All right, let's go back to the beginning. And I just want to recap this for the people that just jumped on. So basically the recap here is that, a lot of people get super upset when they're group owners and they've got a ton of new people coming in, and the new people are super, super quiet. But what they don't realize is that all our members have a life cycle. They're going to go from inactive to active to super members. And that whole process, it can take several months for them to go through that. So, what we've got here is I'm gonna give you guys this resource, and it helps to guide you through taking members through that process from inactive to active and super members, and then also will help give you guys some ideas on things to get them through the process and what you can do on a daily basis, because you have to remember that you're always going to have members at different stages in your groups. So I'd really recommend 3 different posts each day that you could schedule those, or even if you wanted to do it on different days, where Monday is a post geared toward new members, Tuesday is active members that have been in the group for a little bit, and Wednesday is super members. However you want to rotate that, just remember that you're always going to be you're always going to need posts that are geared toward those 3 different segments. And what I showed you guys real quick too, when I went into the ClickFunnels group here, is if you go into the members tab in your group, all you have to do is switch this from default to join date, and you'll be able to see when people joined your group. So if you've had this whole crop of people that are brand new, then you'll know those are people that are going to be, enjoying the content and checking out the community culture, maybe even for a month or 2 before they transition. But if you've got people, say you look at your list and you've got someone who's been in your group for 3 months and they're not really reaching out, that's when, you want to put up some posts and maybe, tag them in something they'll be interested in, or even send them, a PM with some sort of value that's going to help them specifically, or asking where they're stuck, so that way you can help them out. I was really trying to show you guys some older members that have been in here for a while. But as you can see, I mean, there's tons and tons of people that come into this group every day. So I'd have to go way down on this list to find people that have been around for a while. All right, so I hope you guys found that helpful. What I'm going to do is this resource that I just showed you guys with all these suggestions and all this good stuff in here. I'll upload this as soon as we're done with the live, and you guys can ask me any questions that you might have. And I think we're going to wrap it up because I didn't want to go quite as long as we went the other couple days. So I will see you guys back here tomorrow at the very same time.